FREEPORTS and why they are bad for the United Kingdom. Now, you see, back in 2021, little old Richie Sunak in his short trousers, he told everybody that there was going to be 12 new FREEPORTS in the United Kingdom. Now, the United Kingdom used to have FREEPORTS, had 2 FREEPORTS. But a previous Prime Minister, no, it wasn't Liz Truss. She crashed the economy. It was David Cameron. He got rid of those FREEPORTS because they did not work. You see, some economies do not benefit from FREEPORTS. But generally, FREEPORTS work with, well, they work okay with up-and-coming countries, developing countries, not a developed country. Although you could say it's, segregation going on at the moment, you could say, since Brexit. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you some maps, okay, of the designated FREEPORTS, the ones that have either been up for offer and those that have already been, well, sold. And I say sold because, well, the contracts have gone out, and companies like DP World have got those contracts. Now, since Richie Sunak made those announcements, FREEPORTS have been popping up all over the United Kingdom, such as East Midlands Airport and Teesside. Controversy around that one alone there is, which are both mired in, well, pollution disasters and a whole load of dead crabs. With all the madness bequest onto the UK because of Brexit. You can't get away from that. Brexit, it caused a huge amount of confusion for people. It really did. Must have done, because people voted for it. They must be really confused. Or hoodwinked by the likes of Cambridge Analytica and Russian money, along with the likes of Nigel Farage and Russian money, allegedly. Well, yes, madness was bequest onto the United Kingdom by the Tory party and others. And these FREEPORTS have received little or no scrutiny at all. Hardly any. No one's listening. This is really, really serious. It really is. And, well, it has been accused. This current, to put it, FREEPORT situation, the SEZs, the Special Economic Zones, as crack up capitalism. No democracy influence from outside of the FREEPORTS, etc., etc. It becomes an internal economy, ring-fenced. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out what that means. It means basically the money is safe from taxation and scrutiny, human rights, laws, etc. And the real plans, as offered to the foreign corporations, is, well, it's rather frightening and could be considered as, well, a territorial land grab by organisations. Not saying that's what they would do, but it allows them to do. Now, these organisations are organisations such as DP World, who felt it was within their remit to be able to sack 800 employees by text. What I see is some serious investigation into these FREEPORT deals already made and those that are on offer. That's what I want to see, and I want to see it sooner rather than later. See, we need to know who has directly benefited, who was lobbying for these FREEPORTs. Over to you, Keir Starmer. It's your turn to wear the big trousers, the big boy trousers. Actually, no, Richie Sunak never had a pair, did he? I don't know where he got his trousers from, because even the ones he was wearing didn't even meet his shoes. What's that all about? Anyway, tell you what, Mr. Starmer, why don't you start with the likes of Ben Houchen of Teesside, since he's now in the House of Lords? Nothing to see here. Wink, 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 wink. Now, since Brexit, sovereignty has been up for sale. in the form of dodgy trade deals and these megacities. Yes, you heard me right. Megacity. Now, later on in this video, I'm going to show you some maps of these megacities, the proposed areas that are offered within these so-called free ports, the special economic zones, like they, well, it makes them sound all like dreamy then, doesn't it? No, but pretty right for industry, not for the tax take. Anyway, I'll show you them in a moment, so keep watching. Don't run away just yet. Now, you first need to understand why free ports, as disguised as special economic zones, are so bad for the United Kingdom. For a start, right? They allow the operators within, the free port to opt out of society that they operate in. You have these pockets of, well, unregulated areas in the United Kingdom. They're self-regulated. Lovely, eh? Yeah, you can see where that's going to go wrong, can't you? It absolves them from tax and allows them to cuckoo's nest for their personal economic gain. Not just the operators, but the businesses that run within them. Now, they were proposed as some great, answer to Brexit, a solution to trading with the EU, but the EU is all against it, even though the EU has actually got free ports within the European Union. Even though the likes of Nigel Farage, etc., would say, "Oh no, in the European Union we can't have free ports." Well, actually, you can, because there's already 80-odd free ports in the European Union. They don't like it. No, some countries do. Such as Croatia says they got a load. Germany's got free ports. France has got free ports. But generally, it's only one or two. This is Croatia, of course. You see, they're the more developing country, economically. Makes sense for them. If you've already got an established economy, even though it's performing poorly, you're going to make it, all those businesses outside the special economic zones behave, or perform even worse, not better. Unfair competition. Now, businesses will fold, and tax take will actually go down as a result, which means public services won't have the funding, which means a more, how to put it, long drawn out austerity. We never actually ended the last austerity, to be fair. Look at the shit that we're in. Now, Rachel Reeves is going to be imposing austerity Mark 2. As Keir Starmer pretty much has announced today. It's going to be diabolical for a Prime Minister to stand up there and tell us all how bad it's going to be. It's going to be bloody bad. I mean, really bad. If you think it was bad last time, it's going to be even worse. Now, there's no getting away from it. The Tory party, okay? They say there's a letter left, didn't they? That said, there's no money left after Labour lost the election to the Tories. At the time, we had a 700 billion black hole, a debt that we're paying for. But now, our debt, our national debt, not per capita, but our national debt is, it's growing, but also it's growing to around just shy of 3 trillion. Not far off, it was 2.7, but it's actually higher than that now, but it isn't confirmed yet. The Tories did that, not Labour. And our money is supposed to be safe with the Tory party. No, it's not. And when the previous Chancellor of the Exchequer told us, "Oh, I found a spare 20 billion. Funny that, isn't it? That's 22 billion deficit that the Rachel Reeves has just announced. That we can't find. We ain't got it. Where is it? Where is this special money tree? That ain't there. It never was." The Tories tried to sell a false sense of security and the right-wing media back them up. Keir Starmer's been in for 4 or 5 weeks, and apparently he's the worst Prime Minister we've ever had. Did anyone see the stupidity and the ignorance there? He hasn't had a chance to do anything. He ain't gonna be able to do all this stuff overnight. Him and his team? No. It's gonna take flipping years. We'll be lucky to see the benefits of a Labour government by the next time we get an election again, which might mean we might end up with reform. And then we really are turn the creek without a paddle. Shit creek. Like we are. In that film, wasn't it? You know, creek without a paddle. What was I called that? When they're spooning and all that. You know, the ginger guy. Anyway. We will be in a very bad place. We're in a bad place now. Right? And there is a kind of solution, and that is maybe to embrace the European Union, if that was possible, but I don't think it actually is. We've just got to mitigate the hell out of this to try and get ahead up above water. Now, for me, I think it meant that we've got to borrow more money so we can invest in industry and make it possible for industry to develop, do better, become more efficient. That's one of the problems with small to medium enterprises, small businesses. A lot of them require training. Because they're just individuals like myself. I was totally inefficient. I loved what I was doing, my business and what have you. You know, we did all right. But we could have done better. Need extra training, need help, really. You know, first thing guys working for us. More business. Could have done it better. No, maybe we could have employed more people. Made more money, more profit, and then more tax take. More VAT paid, etc., etc. They're the people we should be helping. There's a lot of them, you know, in the UK. A lot. Called medium enterprises. But no. We're going ahead with the FREEPORTS. There's no mention of this at all. Not just recently, not just since Labour Party has been in, but there has been no mention of this ever by Labour. Madness. This is madness. 12 FREEPORTS. On a small island, there'll be no island left. Now, FREEPORTS are going to reduce the protection for workers, light touch regulation, and it always does the same in the end. It, you know, employers' national insurance contributions will be gone. And that could also lead to, well, your pensions be gone next. And then what desperate measures are taken to make this policy work? If the government, this government, the Labour government, carries on backing it, because they ain't saying nothing against it. And FREEPORTS increase the risk of criminals using the port, whether for drug or human trafficking, counterfeit goods, or other illicit activity, which will have a negative effect on our ability to trade with the European Union or any country that also wants to be able to trade with the European Union. All ricochets, you know. This will include the United States. So much for that trade deal. Well, having a border, okay, around the port or an airport will increase paperwork and costs for those using the port. Now just look at Northern Ireland, for instance. Red, green lanes and all that. Huh? And with some FREEPORTS encompassing residential areas, what about them? The regulation in FREEPORTS is, well, it's going to be outsourced to the FREEPORT operator places. Really? I can't see that ending well. Is it wise? No, of course it's not. Especially, well, consider those contractors are likely to be from, based in the Saudi Arab Emirates, such as DP World are. Like I say, the same company that sacked 800 P&O workers. And everyone was outraged, weren't they? All stood on the docks and that. Oh, how bad you go. Don't do that to our workers. You've got to reinstate them. In fact, some of the workers did manage to get through the courts and unfair dismissal and stuff like that. But the people, the citizens, that might include some of you watching this video. Oh, outraged, weren't you? You were outraged. because 800 P&O workers, British workers, were sacked by text. But that outrage did not last long. It lasted as long as it took you to book your next ferry trip. So much for boycotting. The hypocrisy, I tell you, the hypocrisy, it just drives me insane. It really does. Shameful, really. It makes you complicit that you've condoned it. Anyway, enough of that bit. So, there will be big increase in fees going to advisory companies based abroad and even artificial intelligence jobs, such as planning, strategizing, and advising, lobbying the government on international comparisons, trade flows, tax and deregulation, regulation. All this just to benefit the Freeport operators and, well, the businesses that are operating within the Freeport. Not the United Kingdom, no. Now, they say these Freeports are going to provide around 200,000 jobs, but they don't tell you how many jobs will be lost. The likelihood is there's going to be more than 200,000. The jobs could simply be moved into the port or be consumed by the borders with no real gain at all. Like I say, I'll show you some maps in a second so you give you a little idea how big these are. I know the video's getting a bit long, but, you know, bear with us, please. And the real losses in local areas that will force employees to travel further to work and lose their traditional worker protections just to have a job. One way of getting rid of your human rights, isn't it? Also, property owners could lose their home through compulsory purchase orders in these Freeports. Believe you me, these Freeports, or mega cities as they should be called, encompass huge areas. Not just the size of an airport, no. I am talking about kilometres. Tens and tens of kilometres. Now, the previous government promoted economic freedom for the company within these Freeports. Oh, and that's sweet. But when it comes to political freedom, that comes a very poor second, such as, I don't know, Scottish independence. They're not allowed to have their independence, are they? No. Actually, what about Norwich? Can Norwich have independence? Yeah, they didn't vote for Brexit either. Anyway, and Labour must do the right thing, though. They've just got to, and they've got to dissolve these Freeports before they become irreversible. At the moment, there's only a few of them in operation. The local authorities may lose out from business rates if we don't. It means less tax take again. Lots of taxes from support businesses, such as these small and medium enterprises, as well as big industry. Now, these are tax havens. Let's be honest about it. These are just tax havens at the end of the day. Ring-fenced tax haven. The government will get less money, though. Less money in the pot to spend on services. Now, I feel personally that we should be investing in British business. We keep going on about foreign-owned or a direct foreign investment. But I think we shouldn't be touting for that. We should be encouraging British citizens in the UK who are currently investing in foreign businesses to invest in the United Kingdom. Keep the money at source and tax the dividends of foreign money. Foreigners who have invested in the country are going to take their dividends out of the country. Such as a lot of those, for instance, of the water companies, for instance, have had around 70 to 80 odd billion since it's been privatised. Out of the country. We want to keep it in the country. You see? Keep the money circulating, keep it moving in the country instead of out of the country. There is money in the United Kingdom. We have to ask ourselves, where is it? It just isn't in the United Kingdom anymore because it gets filtered out by these scumbags. Especially the scumbags we've had for the last 14 odd years. If we can keep the money in the country, as long as we possibly can, it gets spent in the country and it gets circulated. Even these rich buggers, make them spend their money. Encourage them to spend the money. You could do that in VAT and all sorts of ways you could do it. Get the money circulating instead of just stuck in a bank account in a Freeport or in the Cayman Islands. That's my thing. Well, this feels like madness to me. The whole thing feels completely like madness. Why should we subsidise those who want a free ride, such as these flippin' operators, people using these Freeports? Why should taxpayers in the UK subsidise it, giving away our assets? The Freeports in the UK were abandoned back in 2012 by David Cameron because they did not work. Why repeat the mistake now? It doesn't make any sense. But it gets worse. Now, as I promised, I said to you that I would share with you some of the maps regarding these Freeports and the designated areas, that the expansion of these Freeports into mega cities. Yeah, you seen Judge Dredd? Anyway, it is actually quite scary, and we should be deeply concerned that this amount of power has been given away to foreign corporations over the UK. Oh, look. Thames Charter City, incorrectly named a Freeport. 33 kilometres across, right, including Hornchurch, Dagenham, Bargain, Rainham, Purfleet, Tilbury, Stanford, Le Hope. Oh, was that one? Just one, is there? No, there's not. We've got another. I've got 8 of them here for you. Charter City East, right, which includes Colchester, Needham Market, Ipswich, Felixstowe. 45 kilometres across. All these homes, potentially at risk. If you live in these areas, you just stand up against this, because these are proposed, and some of them are actually already instigated, but not in full. This is what they could progress to. Stop at the microphone. So, East Midlands, Charter City, Freeport, 45 kilometres across. Dog's bark. He wants a treat. My dog a treat. Wait, shut him up. Off-putting. There you go. It's like the backseat driver. So anyways, Derby, Nottingham, Loughborough, Burton upon Trent, Leicester. Oh, is there any more? Oh, yes, there is. Oh, look, Humber Charter City. Incorrectly named. They're very bored. Oh, special economic zone. Yeah, special ain't the word for it. 74 kilometres across, including Heerden, Scunthorpe, Hull, and Cleethorpes. Lincolnshire. Do you see the problem here? Now they propose them in this little tiny bit area here, then or somewhere around there, an industrial area, industrial zone. But these are the potential zones. Bastion, don't you see? I'm trying to perform here. Okay, one more treat. One more treat to Sebastian and Pandora. I have a little waddy dog. He's already gone to bed. Very late, you see. 20 past 12. Yeah, 20 past 12 in the morning. In France. Anyway, so. Should we continue? I think we should. Oh, crikey. There's another 4 to go. So, Liverpool City region. Including Wigan, Bolton, St Helens, Prescott, Liverpool, Berkhamsted, Warrington, Northwich. 45 kilometres across. Great, eh? Going down to Plymouth, both Devon, Charter City, incorrectly named a Freeport. I do apologise for the video being a bit on the long side, but I think this has to be said. So, 75 kilometres. 75, another big one. Dartmoor, Tavistock, Plymouth, and Dartmouth. Where does this end? 12 of them in total. 8 of them here for you. Solent Charter City. The mega city. 73 kilometres across. Southampton, Portsmouth, New Forest National Park. Including a national park? They're going to be industrialised. And the Isle of Wight. Okay, you can keep that one. The Brexiters. Oh, and then we go to our last one here. Teesside Charter City already in operation. Already, well, the whole scandal, what have you. Not great, I'll tell you. Might have to be just on Teesside, actually. We'll do a bit of investigation on that. 44 kilometres in diameter. Hartlepool, Stockton upon Tees, North Yorkshire Moors National Park, and Castle Eden National Reserve. How can this be right? There you go. That is 8 of these proposed charter cities or free ports or special economic zones, like they, try to tell us what they are. Or what they, No, these are huge. Absolutely huge. Some of the operations, for instance, the East Midlands Airport one, it's bit we've seen in the airport. It's just a little tiny bit, the little red bits there. Yeah, not a lot. Okay, but this is what's proposed. The expansion. So I would say that's quite scary. It feels very much like a bit of a land grab. But the Tory party had effectively sold off chunks of the country. Not necessarily sold off, they haven't necessarily, but basically what they've done is they've allowed them to control it. And that is worrying. It really is worrying. Now, the thing is, you see, keep the money in the country. We need to get rid of these flipping free ports and what have you. But also, we need to get rid of the asset holding companies that allow foreign investors to basically invest in whatever they want to invest in the United Kingdom, put it in a asset holding company, and then they can actually take that money out of that company with a profit after 70 years, or once they've got a profit, they can, maybe they made a sale on a piece of land or something, and there's a chunk of profit, they can then take the money out of there, and they are allowed not to pay any tax. Don't pay any tax on it. Ring fenced. But individuals have got asset holding companies in the UK, because you could have one if you needed one. You have to pay tax. But tell me tell me why that is right. Why that should be allowed. Why? No, it's not correct. It should not be allowed, because ordinary people are being ripped off left, right, and centre, probably because some Tory was lobbied. Now, Keir Starmer's got to do the right thing here and actually show some flipping guts and some ball. Jeepers, grow a pair and do something about it quick before it's too late. Anyway, what do you reckon? I find it a little bit scary. I do. You tell me what you feel about this. Leave it in the comments down below. And I do actually read the comments. I can't reply on every single comment of this, obviously, but I do actually read them. But it'd be quite interesting to see your take on this. Now, I have made a previous video, an older video, in my mad, wacky style, which is also on this channel. I might go in more depth about it. I don't know. That's still quite a long video, I think I remember rightly. That's why I had a little frame and stuff like that. I think I wasn't on drugs, but I might as well have been. Anyway, time for me to go. So please comment down below and please boot the old like button because that helps the channel, Toodaloo. There's my dog's gone. That's one. And oh, there's a kiss in the head. There it is. Little Pandora. My little Wally has already gone to bed. Toodaloo.